So, how does it feel to be 49?
That's a good question. When I really reflect, I've never been 49 before. So I only know what I've done this past year so far. And then I don't even know what I'm going to do yet, before I turn 50. And it's really cool that you asked me that question, because I can remember being your age, and thinking that, when I think back, I was in such a different place than you are. I've been able to teach you guys some emotional intelligence tools that I didn't know. Like, all of you guys are so much further ahead in that regard than I was at your age. How uncertain I was, and yeah. So it's kind of cool to go back, because even then, when I thought that, I knew a lot when I was 16 or 17, like, you only know as much life as you've lived up until that point. Right? So then, when I think back, I think about all the things that I did. And when I was your age, there's so many things that have happened in my life that I never would have thought of. Like, that I never would have thought that I would do. The idea, you graduate high school with this idea that you're going to have a job and you're going to get married and you're going to have kids.
Yep.
But you don't have any experience with any of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have had a job, so you kind of know what it's like to have a job while you go to university. But you don't know what it's like to be someone's wife. You don't know what challenges you're going to face as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not you can actually get through those challenges, because something that I never realized way back then, as with me and your dad, is that we just had different ways of coping, and not necessarily healthy ones. And so I'm so glad I've been able to help teach you guys some tools that you have some healthy coping mechanisms, like ways to make decisions. Like, what was that question you asked me yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Where were we? What scenario was it? Were we
we
in the kitchen?
We were in the kitchen. You asked me about
how do you make, the question was, how do you make good decisions?
Well, and I kind of laughed, because I thought, I don't know that I've ever made good ones. I think I've made decisions, and it's how you either perceive them as good or bad, or they turn out where you learn something. And it's all your perception. So I kind of laugh, because I know a lot of my life when I was your age, I made decisions out of fear, because I wanted to feel safe, or I wanted to have some kind of what my mind thought was security. So I made a lot of decisions from that space.
Right.
And so now that I'm a lot older and I've been through, have a lot more life experience, I make decisions from a totally different place. But it took a while to get there, because I had to, release stuff that was, keeping me back and holding me back from making, like, good decisions, or just not good decisions, but making them from a different place.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, not having that fear to influence those decisions.
Yeah. So it's such an interesting question. And I've done so many things that, I've been a wife, and I've been a mother for the last 25 years. That's a long time. Like, that's a quarter of a century, that I've been a mom. And I've learned a lot of things about myself. And you guys have been the biggest catalyst for me to learn how to change and learn what to do, like, different ways of doing things, because I wanted to show you that there's different ways of doing things. And then I had to teach myself that along the way. And there's so many things that I never thought that I would do when I was your age, that I did write books. I have over 25 books published. I became a voice actor, and I still do that. And there's just, like, places that I wouldn't have thought that I'd go. And I feel like I'm so excited for all of you guys at your stage of life, because you're just starting. And while you can feel uncertain sometimes, you're going to do so many things in your life that you can't even imagine, that you might think of and have an idea, but your experience is going to be so different than anything that you could. So it's exciting to me to watch you guys, like, go through that phase of your life. And then I think, well, I guess when I turn 50, then I'm going to learn what it's like to be 50. Right? Because I've, learned a lot about myself at different ages. So Yeah.
Right on.
I don't know.
No, that was a beautiful answer. I really
Thanks.
love that.
Yeah.
So
Life
now that
experience.
you're coming on to 50, it's
Uh,
close.
yeah.
A couple months away. Big 50.
Okay.
What are you looking forward to in the next year of being 50?
I'm looking forward to see what else I'm gonna do, and that kind of makes me cry, because in the past few months, like, my own personal transformation has been huge,
Absolutely.
and I know you guys have all more witness to it, and as a family we've had to grow and like leave things, but I'm really excited to see what's next, see what other things I'm gonna do, because in the last 50 years, like, when I think about all the things I've done, like being an elite athlete before I even met you guys, going to university and getting married, like all the adventures that I've had alone and with you guys, like, it's just cool. It's like, well, what's next? So
Right on.
yeah,
That's very beautiful.
excited.
I'm
Thanks.
looking forward too.
cool.